My name's Stu. I'm here promoting Dungeon Run, which I'm making in collaboration with Proper Games. It's a massively single-player roguelike RPG.
Okay. Loads of those on the market. So what does that mean?
Not a massively single-player one.
Ah.
It's not just one person running down the dungeon. There's lots of people piling in. You're not supposed to get too attached to any of them because they die fairly simply and very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's more like Lemmings meets Dungeons and Dragons, I guess, is another way of looking at it.
Okay, so some classic genres and properties being referenced there. Do the games of your past particularly influence the games that you want to make in the future, or is it just a sort of coincidence and the next project you do will be, a Halo or something along those lines?
I mean, everyone wants to make a variation of games, but without a shadow of a doubt, the games you played when you were younger, their DNA will be in you. It will be in the games you make. You can't not be influenced by them. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no one making games isn't a games fan. Like they're all been fans of the games when they were younger. They've all played their favourite games, and that will leak into the games they make. Essences of those.
So how are you finding being an independent developer? What's the scene like at the moment?
Everyone's very poor, mostly. I try and do a bit of work for hire as well as making my own stuff. We've got a good, you kind of have to make money to live. But in your spare time, you can do whatever you want, and that's what's great here. Is there's lots of people here. They're living on the breadline, but they're just surviving and they're making the games they want to make.
Right. So do you feel like the independent scene is slightly more interested in, well, I guess slightly less interested in commercial constraints or something like that, or do you feel like the games in this sector are more looking to have a message or be an artistic statement?
I think to a lot of indie developers, the thought of changing your game in order to make a bit of extra money is pretty abhorrent, which is maybe a bit of a strong word, but which is in contrast to what the games industry, like mainstream, would say, because they make money. That's their thing that they want to do. I think indies typically come from kind of hobbyist background. Maybe they've done a bit of work in the mainstream games industry and decided that they want to make the games they want to make. So they're sick of being told what to make and how to make it. So.
Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed in my time at Dare to Be Digital so far is that there seems to be quite a divide between people who are veterans of the industry, like yourself, and people who are, very fresh-faced, just coming out of university, or still in university. There seems to be a real divide between the types of games that people want to make, the inspirations, even things like I've noticed that a lot of the younger guys and girls want to make premium games, and they don't mind the in-app purchase stuff at all. Where do you think that divide comes from, or is there a divide?
I think there is a divide. Free-to-play is very attractive because it means probably more people will be playing your game. But if you're aiming to make money, then you've got to you need to actually add these in-app purchases and things. There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, I think. And the wrong way will make you more money. Typically, so there is stories of people doing it the right way and making some money as well. But I think ultimately they want people to play their game, and they want the value to come from the game, not from churning people, squeezing money out of people.
Okay.
They want people just to enjoy the game.
And finally, I've heard on the grapevine that you are working on a retro-inspired, some might say sort of Jet Set Willing-esque game. You're allowed to talk about that at all?
Well, it's my game completely. That's being done in my spare time. I'm not expecting to make any money out of it, so I guess I could say it's just a self-indulgent kind of thing. It's nothing
So what kind of game is that? Is it obviously a Android release, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's everyone. They'll probably go on web portals as well, like Congregate, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of game is that? Like straight platformer?
It's a platform game mixed with a pinball game. So it's like a pinball platform game, and it's retro themed. It looks like Jet Set Willy, Monty Mole, Chubby Gristle, the Chip Factory for the real nerds out there.
What is it that's so attractive about making a spectrum-looking game? Like it's such a used visual, and it's such a classic kind of art style. Like, who is it that goes for that kind of game? And like, why do you want to make a game about that when you could make this incredibly lush, almost like Uncharted kind of visuals sort of thing? Why go back to the Manic Miners?
Very simply, when I look at it, it makes me go gooey, and I'm hoping, because I do, other people will as well.
Okay.
That's basically it. I should probably say something other than goes gooey, because it sounds a bit bad actually. It makes me, it's appealing to me, so I'm assuming it will be appealing to others.
So is there
I'm hoping it will be appealing.
is there an appeal to nostalgia then?
Yeah, I guess, yes, definitely, in fact, no doubt.